Hello and welcome to another episode of Two for Cross Checking. I am your host Alex alongside Andrew and Sully, and today we're talking about the playoffs, baby. It's that time of year, the most wonderful time of year, some would say. I would say at least.
I agree. It is the most wonderful time
It's
of year.
starting to get warm outside. It's Sully, we went golfing.
It was my second time out. It wasn't my first time like you.
Okay. What's your point? We still went golfing the other day. That means it's warm enough outside that we get to go outside and do stuff. And there's playoff hockey on. So, that is going to be the bulk of this episode. We are going to be talking a lot about the playoffs this week. And I know the playoffs have already started. We are a little late on the draw on this one. We're going to record earlier, but a little miscommunication happened. So here we are, a little bit late. I did not hear what you said.
We also just had a busy week.
We did have a very busy week. I think we should just hop right into it. Do you want to start on the East or the West?
Dealer's choice. I can wing it either way.
East.
All right. East is. Alrighty.
All right. I am going to start. I have an order on my page here. I'm going to save your Hurricanes for last, I figure. Let's start with the Canadian matchup, Toronto and Ottawa. Andrew, who you got and why? How many games?
Ottawa's going to win the whole thing. No, I'm kidding. But I figured I'd start off this ridiculous just to get the ball rolling. I want Ottawa to win in 7, so I'm going Ottawa in 7. I think that whatever supernatural hoogity-boogity that's been plaguing the Maple Leafs for about 50 years is going to rear its head again, and plus, I just want to see that media market just implode if the Leafs lose in the first round.
Oh God,
the chaos would just be.
It's fantastic every year. It is.
It would just
the most
be
fantastic. On this day, like 60 years ago, they won the cup. By the way, Toronto did.
No.
Yeah.
None of us were alive then.
Nope. We sure
My
weren't.
parents weren't even alive then.
Yeah.
Like 60 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my dad was 9, so my mom was 7, maybe.
All right.
They don't pay attention to hockey, so it wouldn't have bothered them one way or the other.
No. Sully, who you got? I know you just circled a bunch of names, right?
Yeah, I circled the Maple Leafs on this one.
All right. Did you give a game count?
I did not. I'm thinking it'll probably be in 6.
That is actually exactly what I have. I have the Leafs in 6. I think as long as Stolarz plays decent, the Leafs should have this in the bag. Although I very much want to see the Tkachuk matchup in round 2. He did get hurt in game 1, and if he does not return, I know last I checked there was still some doubt about it. If he doesn't return, I could see Toronto in 5. I think Brady Tkachuk is most of that team. You got
Stutzla, you got Sanderson, you got Ullmark.
Yeah, you got a bunch of big names there, but I think Brady Tkachuk is the one that sets the tone.
Yeah, he's the heartbeat of the team. Exactly. Yeah.
And I think without that, I don't think they're going to do very well. I could be wrong. It would be really funny if I was wrong for the reasons you just said. I'm sorry for the random colors flashing. I am watching the Blues game.
I am so shocked by that.
Aren't you? Aren't you? It's 1-1 right now at the second intermission. Snuggerud has 2 goals.
There you go, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's 1-1 though. One was in the wrong net, but it's fine. he was skating into Scheifele, and Scheifele got a shot off, and then Snoogerud kind of lost his footing and went into Bennington and kicked the puck in. So, you know,
Ouch.
it's his second playoff game. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I got
He's
Leafs
not
in
zero.
6.
He's not 0.
Yeah, yeah. I got Leafs in 6. I want the Leafs to do well, and at the same time, I don't. For the comedy standpoint, I don't want them to. For the poor guy, I kind of do. I at least want him to go a little further than the first round this year. I don't think they're gonna stop whichever Russian machine goalie they run into in the second round, but. And speaking of that, Tampa and Florida.
All right, so you want
This
to start us
one-
off?
This one's going 7. This one's going 7. It's gone 7 the last 3 years, I think, 2 years.
I have Florida.
I also have Florida.
I would have been more on the fence. The Marchand deal, I have to go Florida.
I got a good buddy that's a Lightning's fan, so I'm going Bolts in 7 for sure. Definitely 7.
I think it's got to be 7. I think it's going to come down to which goalie is the better Russian machine. But I think
It's such a shame they have to play in the first round.
I know
'Cause, like,
every year
there's
too.
yeah.
But I think the loss of Stamkos is going to show itself. They got Bjorkstrand, but he's not Stamkos. I think that is going to be one of the big difference makers. They've still got Kucherov. Kucherov is still amazing. I think Barkov. I mean the combination of Barkov, Kachuk, and Marchand, and that's just offensive guys. That's just offensive players. I think the three of them are pretty much. I'm not going to say they're going to make Kucherov a non-factor. Kucherov is still going to do Kucherov things. But I have a hard time taking it away from the Panthers this year. Personally.
That's fair. It's going to be an awesome series.
Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's all I want to do the next week is just glue myself to the Panthers Lightning series.
Yep.
So you guys are saying 7. I actually think it's going to be 6. I think the deal for Marchand probably pushes the needle a little bit for the Panthers. I think it's going to be in 6 instead of 7.
All right. Interesting take.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants this series to go 7 games, though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
As a viewer, all I want are 7-game series.
Yes.
But not for my team. I want my team to win faster than that because I don't want to sit through a game 7 because good God, that's stressful.
Like that Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Just-
had to.
You did.
I don't-
You did.
I don't
I
get
mean-
Super Bowls to enjoy. I had to enjoy yours.
I mean, I've enjoyed 3 of the last 5.
I know. It was
3 of the
kind of
last
fun
6?
to be there for this last one.
Oh, I was worse after the Buccaneers one.
Oh, were you?
Oh, I was. Yeah. Yeah, because then we had won 2 in a row before that. Anyway, we're talking about hockey today. Speaking of stressful and one that I don't think is going to be stressful, Montreal, Washington.
I mean, does anybody have the Canadians?
What's your game count? What's your game count?
I said 5.
Sully?
I'm thinking 4.
I'm on 4. Yeah. Did you just look at my paper, Sully?
No.
Did you somehow jump through the camera
just
and look at my
reach through the
paper?
camera and snuck a peek in there.
You know, I can put my head through my screen, through yours, and just peek down.
Well, then why aren't you over here more often? That really cuts down the drive time. I got the Caps in 4. The Habs limped into the playoffs. They honestly they barely made it. If not for forcing overtime a couple times, we're talking about the Blue Jackets here. And I just don't see it happening. The Caps are they were up 2-0 in game 1 after 2. I have a hard time. The Caps have Ovi. The Caps have, I think, the edge in everything. This is just my gut
the Caps
feeling.
are such a machine.
I mean,
man.
you have the experience. It's just, yeah. I mean yeah. I don't think there's much more to this game. To this series, I think Ovi pretty much just, yeah. Habs got a lot of young guys.
Before you give your take, Andrew, we mentioned the Blue Jackets. I want to give a shout out to Jet Greaves.
Yeah.
He came up. He went on a run I haven't seen a goalie go on in
Yeah.
a long time.
If the Blue Jackets call him up a week earlier,
Oh, yeah.
again, we're talking about the Jackets here.
Yeah.
He was the NHL's first star 2 weeks in a row. The last 2 weeks of the season, if he gets called up a week earlier, I truly think we are talking about the Jackets here.
I mean, he played 6 straight games and only
Mhm.
allowed 2 goals in 6 games.
And one of those goals was on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Like the second night of the back-to-back.
Yeah.
Where he
had,
played
like,
both
3
games.
shutouts in
Yeah.
6 games. Like, ridiculous numbers. Also, Andrew, fun fact.
Yeah.
Guess who is the highest scoring team?
Who?
The Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets have the most goals scored this season, and they're either tied or they have the most 6-point games this season.
Interesting.
Yep, I heard that in their final game against the Capitals on Sunday. I heard them talking about that, and I was like, yeah. So we just okay, but enough about them. I just wanted to give flowers to Jet Greaves. He did
Absolutely.
incredible.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He, I think, is going to be the number 1 guy next year.
Yeah.
Unless
I think
Elvis takes a big step forward, I think he's the number 1 guy next year.
I think maybe he starts as like the 1B and sit
I-
behind Elvis a little bit.
I think
And
him and
then-
Elvis are going to go back and forth a lot, and hopefully the competition makes Elvis better.
It might.
But much as I hate to say it, again, we're here to talk about the playoffs, not the first team out.
I know,
So-
I know.
I think we've
Pretty much. I know
I mean,
Eric
I mean, we-
wanted to mention just Lane Hudson briefly. Just he's been
Lane
brilliant.
Hudson.
It's
yeah. For sure. I like the Habs young guys. I like the talent that they have. I just don't think this is their year.
no, I think they're a year
Especially
or two
running
away,
into the Caps in the first round. I
but yeah,
have a hard time seeing them move on from this one.
same.
And to round out the East, we got New Jersey and Carolina. Andrew, let's start with you, our resident Canes fan.
Yeah, that's right. I got Canes in 6.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Sully?
I have the Canes. I didn't really put a number, but I'll go 6 with you guys, I guess. Seems like a safe number. I don't think
So we're
that-
doing Canes in 6-6-6. Ooh, that could be a problem against the Devils. That could be a
I'll
problem
do
against the
five.
Devils.
I'll do 5.
Don't give them that devil magic. My cats are fighting.
It would be... If Jack Hughes was healthy, it would be a totally different story, honestly, because as I was telling my brother, like, if Jack Hughes was healthy, then like he could steal a game. He could definitely just put a move together, steal a game, and Markstrom's not the best goalie, but could definitely stay on his head for a game.
Yep.
And that's 2, and then you just have to take 2 out of 6, but
Yeah.
no Hughes.
So
and-
I mean, this was the game I was telling you guys before we started actually going. This is the game, the series that I was looking at that like I made my pick, but then like as I look a little bit deeper, it's like, oh, the New Jersey defense is actually really good. You got Dougie Hamilton on a revenge, like on a
Pesci
revenge tour, and
Nathan
Pesci.
on a revenge, and Hala on a revenge.
I mean, you got a lot of former Canes. They know how the system works. Brindamore, has he changed a whole lot over time? Who knows? But my gut tells me Carolina's winning the series, and I just had to go with that. I do think the Devils have the edge on defense, and I do think they have the edge in goal.
They definitely have the edge in goal. That's our goaltending is still yikes. It's been yikes all year, and it continues to be yikes despite Freddie playing well in game 1.
Yeah.
Hey, if New Jersey wasn't just half the team wasn't just in the infirmary, man. Like that's
And I think that's probably the difference. If they were fully healthy, I think this could be a 7-game series, if not a New Jersey win.
exactly yeah.
But as it stands, I've got Carolina in 6. I like Carolina a lot this year. I do have them in my Stanley Cup final. I will reveal my Stanley Cup final winner later.
Ooh.
But I do have them in the finals this year. Shall we move on to the West, boys?
Let's do the
same
West.
Stanley Cup winner now.
Huh?
I'm wondering if we have the same Stanley Cup winner now.
We very well might. I mean, it could be Carolina. They're in my final. I didn't say if they were winning or not.
I didn't make up a final or nothing. I just said who I think's gonna win it.
I made a bracket, which if I get this posted in time, you can go to the NHL's website and go to the bracket challenge. And, wow, yeah, Scheifele went right into Binnington on that goal. Sorry. You can go onto the bracket challenge, search up 2 for cross-checking, and submit your bracket there. Again, if I get this published in time. They're only open until 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So I doubt that will get up.
You gotta do it quick, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, if it is, check it out. On to the West. Let's start Dallas, Colorado.
Oh, Friday. Definitely biased by game 1, so I've got the Avs in 5.
Me too.
And before the year started, I picked the Stars to win it. I mean, they got the best sort of young core, like guys under 25.
Yeah. Well, and
Man.
even going into the series starting, I was leaning more towards Dallas with them getting Heiskanen back. But man, that game 1, I mean, they have to make a big recovery. But then, like as I look through rosters and stuff, I just think Colorado has the edge. Sully, what do you think?
I actually have the Avalanche as well. I have them in 6 though.
Okay. I mean, go for it.
I based it off of end of year, kind of looking at how they ended the year, and it just seems like Dallas was kind of up and down, and it looks like the Avalanche were just more on a high. So
Yeah.
I think that will carry them through the first round, even if it's maybe against a better opponent.
Fair enough. To me, I think the Avs have the edge pretty much everywhere except in goal. I think Ottinger has the edge there for Dallas. But, I mean, you got defense, you got a lot of guys who've been there before, who are incredible guys, like Cale Makar, Devon Taves. And then, I mean, Dallas has good defenders, but I just got to give it to Colorado there. And then you got Nate McKinnon, man. The dude's probably going to win the Hart again. He's probably got the MVP lock. That's the MVP, Sully, the Hart Trophy. So he's probably got that locked up already, unless it goes to Kucherov, which I could see it going to either. But I think Kyle Connor just scored, and that's unfortunate for me. For the game, it's very fortunate for my bet, though. And I got Colorado in 5. I'm rambling here, but
Well, fine, ramble, and we're down there. All right, who you got next?
Vegas, Minnesota. I have another short series here. I've got Vegas in 5.
I got Vegas in 6.
Are we gonna have any differences here?
Nah, I have Vegas 5.
Are we gonna have any differences in our winners that we pick at all?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Do you think I'm picking with my heart or with my brain on this last one?
I definitely went my heart on the last one, so we'll
Oh, I didn't.
we'll see there.
I didn't.
Okay, Vegas,
think that was
Minnesota. I got Vegas in 5. I just think Vegas is built for the playoffs.
Yep.
Kind of the same as
Veteran team.
before. Like, I love, or I don't love Minnesota's defense, but I do
That's what I
think
was
the
gonna say, is-
goalie difference does lean towards Minnesota. I just don't think Vegas is gonna let that matter.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's defense is just such a step down that it.
Yeah, they're another team that kind of limped into the playoffs too. Like they had the wild card one, but they were just 2 points ahead of the Blues, and they did not end the season on a very high note. They got some injured players back, but
Yeah, they're still trying to reassemble everybody, get everybody assimilated.
yeah. Blues almost just scored. That was a really close one. Sorry. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's all right. We're marching through. We're marching through.
I went with Vegas. Basically, veterans who they've been there before. They've played in the Stanley Cup. They've won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I think they just have the edge.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm at with it too. It's another one that I could maybe see Minnesota next year, or the year after, taking a step forward. I think they drew a rough first matchup with Vegas.
Yeah.
But I think both wild card teams have really tough matchups to start. With St. Louis having Winnipeg here. But yeah, I mean, Vegas in 5. That's really all I got to say about it.
We'll say to the Minnesota Wild's credit here. Originally, I had 4, and I went, the Wild's good enough to take one game at least.
The first game was a very close game. It ended 4-2 in Vegas's favor. But I mean, that fourth goal is probably an empty netter. So
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was just gonna say, I don't think Minnesota's a bad team. I just think the Golden Knights
Are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe not even better. It's just the veteran presence is
Absolutely.
like multiple. I just don't think they lose.
Yeah, I completely agree. Moving to much further west, we got LA and Edmonton. I've got Edmonton in 6, but I could see LA in 7. My official pick is Edmonton in 6, but I think if it goes 7, it goes to LA.
This is the Kings and the Oilers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the Kings in 7.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's what I just said.
Nice. There you go. I've got the Kings in 4 because bad
Whoa.
things professionally deserve to happen to Stan Bowman, and nothing
Okay,
but bad
all
things
right.
professionally to Stan
Again,
Bowman.
yeah. If I'm
That's
voting with my
every
heart,
single day, honestly. So,
yeah. If I'm voting with my heart,
will that into existence.
hey, I would love that. Fuck Stan Bowman. I do have Edmonton in 6, though. I think the Kings have the better goalie, but Edmonton has Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. And I have a cat that's attacking a plastic bag.
We can hear.
That's about right.
Is it loud?
Not really.
Okay, good. I think their defenses are similar in my mind. I think if LA can stop McDavid and Draisaitl, then I think they win it in 7. But my official pick is Edmonton in 6. Juno,
That's
you
logical.
gotta stop. I'm trying to do something here.
No,
I
that's
didn't
definitely
really think
get the
about
cat to
this.
stop.
I mean, yeah, That's my thoughts on the series. I agree with you. I would rather Stan Bowman get fucked, but I don't think it's going to happen in this series.
I can dream, and so I'm going to dream.
Yeah.
At least for another hour or so.
Fair.
Yeah. And moving on to our last matchup, we have my St. Louis Blues against the Winnipeg Jets. My heart says St. Louis in 7. My brain says Winnipeg in 6.
Oh, I'm saying Winnipeg in 5.
If the Blues can't come back and win this game tonight, my brain's saying Winnipeg in 5. Although,
Yeah, my heart definitely says Blues in 7, but
yeah.
it is.
I willed this into existence last time. I said this exact phrase on a podcast 6 years ago. I think if the Blues could get past Winnipeg, they might have a shot. I said that exact phrase 6 years ago on a different podcast, and well, we saw how that turned out. Oh, Jordan Binnington, I love you. And that's pretty much going to be my whole thing on this is if 2019 playoff Jordan Binnington, if playoff Jordan Binnington can show up and playoff Hellebuck continues to show up, playoff Hellebuck being very bad, for those who don't know, I think it's St. Louis. I don't think Binnington can do what he did in 2019 with this defense. Especially if we just decide to stop playing after 50 minutes like we did in Game 1. Because we were up 3-2 going into the third period. Game was great for 10 minutes, and then we just decided to stop playing defense and just let them score. And then we let them score again. And then they got an empty netter. And they scored the game winner with a minute and a half left in the game. And that was heartbreaking. It's been a very physical matchup so far. I think the first game had 80 hits in it, and the Blues had 50 of them. If the Blues can also just shut down Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele, that'll be the big thing. But so far that has not happened.
Yeah, so I was trying to look up what I sent you about the end of Game 1. And so, and I said, you guys were right there, and then the wheels fell off, and y'all just cyber-trucked all over the highway the last 10 minutes.
Yep, we sure did. Sure did. Yep.
I believe that is going to be a theme in this series. I think if you guys go down 2, you may win 1. There's a chance you get swept if you go down 2.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the old saying, it's not a series until someone loses at home. It could all just come down to home advantage. And Winnipeg has an amazing home ice. With the whiteout, it is an incredible thing that they have in Winnipeg. St. Louis also has a rockin' arena that I know is going to be shaking on Thursday. So I'm excited for that.
Hopefully Winnipeg doesn't play. Go ahead.
I'm excited to see playoff hockey in St. Louis again. That is always exciting for me as a Blues fan. One day I'll get to a game.
Trip.
Those are so expensive.
Just gonna say, I hope Winnipeg doesn't play zombie again during another hockey game.
Yeah.
So distasteful.
Yeah. And with that, I will reveal my much to Andrew's distaste, I will reveal I do have Edmonton in the finals this year, and I unfortunately do have them over the Canes this year in the finals.
That would be brutal.
definitely don't have the same. I actually have the Vegas Golden Knights.
I can see that too.
Just the veteran experience, like
Yeah, no, I get that. I completely understand that. The winner of their series would play probably. They're going to play either Colorado or Dallas. I don't see them getting past that round. I don't see Vegas getting past Colorado. That's where I stand on it. But
you know more about it than I do.
yeah, but I mean, just like with March Madness, once you get into the bracket, who knows what can happen?
Anything can happen.
Yeah. Anything can happen. Doesn't matter how much you know.
I think I got Colorado as of right now.
In the cup?
Yep.
I could see that too. Honestly, I could see pretty much any of these happening. I don't see Minnesota getting there.
Yeah, I don't see Montreal getting there.
No. I mean, honestly, yeah, the only teams I don't see getting there are Ottawa, Montreal, and Minnesota. Those are the three teams that I don't think could get there. I think if the Blues can get past Winnipeg, and that's a big if, don't get me wrong, huge if they can get past the President's Trophy winners, I think they've got a really good shot. The winner of that would play either Edmonton or LA. Be tough,
yeah, you can
but
do that.
The Holloway Broberg against Edmonton. Talk about storylines. I'd love it.
Oh, that'd
be
that would
so
be
much
sweet.
fun. I don't think the Blues are gonna do it, but I think they could. I have hope. I have reckless optimism.
There you go.
As they say on Reddit, the Blues subreddit. That's the big thing that came up in 2019 and has stuck around ever since. And I'm still playing Gloria, so praise Jobu.
Nice. Very
nice.
nice.
That's what I got. Yeah, I got Edmonton over Carolina this year. I think the Stanley Cup finally goes back to the North. Yeah. You got Colorado and you got Vegas.
Yeah.
So we were all very similar right up until those last couple, but just the number of games changed a little bit here and there. But
honestly, it looks like all of these are pretty good games, except for pretty good matchups, except for maybe one.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like the Dallas Colorado series could be really good as long as Dallas pulls their head out of their ass after that game one. Because if they don't, I could see it ending in a sweep as well. These are the numbers that I picked before the playoffs started. But I mean, with the way things are looking, obviously numbers can change very quickly. So
momentum is a huge thing in all sports. So
absolutely.
You can never
for sure. And hockey's a brutal game, so injury could change a series like that. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, one thing we didn't even talk about, which is a big part of hockey, is power play and penalty kill percentages. We didn't even touch on those at all.
Yeah, but people can look those up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those kind of... It's a big part of the game. Another big part of the game is don't take bad penalties. But yeah. I do think that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on everything. Anything else you guys want to touch on with the playoffs?
I think that's it until we watch some more games.
All right, sounds good. Well,
I will try to watch some games.
All right. At least catch some highlights, man. Playoff hockey, it's the best thing ever. Snuggerud just almost went between his legs for a goal. That would have been incredible. Would have been magical. I would have been screaming.
My ears say thank you.
Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We appreciate you. This was shorter than I expected it to be. Have a good one, everybody, and go Blues, go Canes, go crazy.